Welcome to History in 10 Minutes series. Today, we're diving into the dramatic, resilient, and often heartbreaking history of Poland. From medieval glory to partitions, uprisings, world wars, and modern triumphs, this is the story of a nation that refused to disappear. Poland's story begins in the 10th century when Duke Mieszko IV of the Piast dynasty converted to Christianity in 966, an event often called the birth of the Polish state. By aligning with Rome, Mieszko ensured his realm would be part of Latin Europe. His son Bolesław I, known as Bolesław the Brave, was crowned the first king of Poland in 1025 and expanded the kingdom's influence eastward and south. Medieval Poland was a land of knights, wooden castles, and shifting borders. Despite constant threats from Germans, Bohemians, and Rus, the Piast dynasty maintained a fragile unity. In 1226, the Teutonic Knights were invited to fight pagan Prussians, a decision that would haunt Poland for centuries as the Knights grew into a powerful military state on Poland's doorstep. By the 14th century, the Piast line ended and the crown passed to Casimir III, the Great of the new Angevin dynasty. Casimir strengthened the economy, reformed laws, and founded the University of Krakow in 1364, helping make Krakow a cultural capital. But Poland was still vulnerable, and big changes were coming. In 1386, Poland entered a game-changing union. The Grand Duke of Lithuania, Jogaila, married Queen Jadwiga of Poland and converted to Christianity, becoming King Władysław II Jagiełło. This created the powerful Polish-Lithuanian Union, which evolved into the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth in 1569, one of the largest and most populous states in Europe. It was a unique system, an elective monarchy, a powerful parliament, called the Sejm, and religious tolerance uncommon in Europe. Nobles, called szlachta, held great power, and cities like Warsaw and Lwów flourished. Culturally, it was a golden age, with achievements in literature, science, and military power. One of its most legendary triumphs came in 1410 at the Battle of Grunwald, where the Commonwealth crushed the Teutonic Knights in one of medieval Europe's most decisive clashes. But the Commonwealth had its weaknesses. The liberum veto allowed any single noble to block parliamentary decisions. External enemies took notice. By the 17th century, the state was rocked by wars, invasions from Sweden, uprisings in Ukraine, and battles with the Ottoman Empire. The once mighty Commonwealth was in slow decline. By the late 18th century, the Commonwealth was politically paralyzed and militarily weak. Attempts at reform, like the Progressive Constitution of May 3rd in 1791, which was the first constitution of its kind in Europe, came too late. Three powerful neighbors, Russia, Prussia, and Austria, carved Poland up in a series of three partitions in 1772, 1793, and finally in 1795. Poland disappeared from the map. For over a century, there was no Polish state, but there was no end to Polish identity. Insurrections followed, including the Kosciuszko Uprising in 1794, and later revolts in 1830 and 1863. Poles fought bravely for freedom, even under brutal repression, Russification, Germanization, and exile to Siberia. Despite the oppression, Poland remained culturally alive. Poets like Adam Mickiewicz, composers like Chopin, and scientists like Marie Curie kept the Polish spirit burning abroad. Inside the partitions, Poles worked to preserve their language, Catholic faith, and traditions. The dream of independence never died. After 123 years of non-existence, Poland regained independence in 1918 at the end of World War I thanks to the efforts of leaders like Józef Piłsudski and the collapse of the partitioning empires. The Second Polish Republic was born, but faced huge challenges like rebuilding a shattered economy, defining borders, and managing deep political divisions. Then came World War II. In 1939, Nazi Germany invaded from the west, and just 17 days later, the Soviet Union invaded from the east. Poland was crushed and occupied. Over 5 million Poles, including 3 million Jews, died in the Holocaust. The country was scarred by ghettos, death camps like Auschwitz, and resistance movements like the Home Army. In 1944, as the Soviets pushed west, the Warsaw Uprising erupted, a heroic but doomed attempt to liberate the capital. The Red Army waited across the river as the city was destroyed. After the war, Poland emerged as a communist satellite of the USSR. Borders were redrawn, millions were displaced, and independence was once again lost. Post-war Poland became the People's Republic of Poland, a Soviet-style state. The economy was centrally planned, political opposition was crushed, and secret police watched closely. But the Polish people never gave up hope. The Catholic Church, especially Pope John Paul II, became a symbol of resistance and national unity. In 1980, workers at the Gdańsk shipyards launched a massive strike led by electrician Lech Wałęsa. The movement, called Solidarity, became the first independent trade union in the Eastern Bloc. Through the 1980s, economic hardship and public pressure grew. In 1989, roundtable talks between Solidarity and the government led to free elections and a peaceful revolution. Communism collapsed, and Poland transitioned to democracy. It was the beginning of a new chapter. The 1990s were a time of immense change. Poland embraced capitalism, joining NATO in 1999 and the European Union in 2004. Markets opened, foreign investment poured in, and Polish workers spread across Europe. It wasn't easy. Unemployment, inflation, and growing pains took their toll. But the transformation was real. In politics, Poland saw democratic elections, new parties, and a free press. Presidents like Lech Wałęsa and Aleksander Kwaśniewski shaped the new republic. Meanwhile, cities modernized, and Poland's economy became one of the fastest growing in Europe. Still, debates raged over tradition versus modernity, secularism versus religion, and Poland's role in Europe. But through it all, the country built a democratic foundation, stronger than anything in its modern past. Today, Poland is a key player in Europe. It's a proud member of the NATO, EU, and the UN, with a voice in global affairs. It has modern cities, innovative industries, and a vibrant cultural scene. From Warsaw's skyscrapers to Krakow's medieval streets, Poland blends the past and the future. Yet challenges remain. Political polarization, debates over the rule of law, and tensions with the EU have sparked heated debates. But Poland continues to evolve and remains a country deeply rooted in history, but firmly facing forward. From the Piasts to the Solidarity movement, from partitions to the presidency, Poland's story is one of resilience, reinvention, and relentless spirit. A nation that vanished from the map but never from the hearts of its people.